Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Leader of the Opposition, Honorable Ministers and Members of Parliament, ladies and gentlemen, Jambul Vinaka, and a very good morning to you all. I also send out greetings to those who may be watching the live stream at their homes or through other media. And we thank the media for taking to the public the proceedings from this Honorable House. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise to update the Honorable members on my recent engagement in October of 2025, and to report on the continuing work of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, now includes external trade, in strengthening Fiji's global partnerships and deepening our connections with Fijians living abroad. Mr. Speaker, sir, October has been a month of significant diplomatic progress. As the Minister of Foreign Affairs, I have witnessed the consolidation of several key international partnerships that directly support our national development agenda and our people, both at home and overseas. On October the 24th, we launched the Australia-Fiji Governance Partnership, a 4-year Fiji dollars 25 million initiative aimed at supporting civil service reform, accountability, and democratic governance. The partnership, Mr. Speaker, sir, complements our broader public sector transformation strategy and reinforces our commitment to integrity, professionalism, and performance across the public service. Mr. Speaker, sir, Fiji has also continued to diversify its diplomatic and strategic partnerships. On the 23rd of October, I met with the Deputy Foreign Minister of the State of Israel, the Honorable Sharon Haskell, during her official visit to Fiji. This visit marked another milestone in the growing friendship between Fiji and Israel, coming just weeks after the opening of Fiji's resident diplomatic mission in Jerusalem. A key highlight of the visit was the signing of a memorandum of understanding with Israel's National Cyber Directorate on cooperation in digital security and cyber security. The MOU establishes a framework for collaboration in capacity building, exchange of best practices, and threat and vulnerability assessments, all aimed at strengthening Fiji's resilience and digital space. Israel's global leadership in cybersecurity brings invaluable expertise that will help Fiji build institutional and technological capabilities to counter emerging cyber threats. The MOU also opens a new pathway for digital innovation, technology transfer, and capacity building. Mr. Speaker, Fiji's solidarity with the people of Israel remains steadfast. I extend tribute to the courage and resilience of the Israeli hostages recently released through the 20-point peace plan, a framework for humanitarian relief, recovery, and long-term peace building. It's very interesting that that announcement from the U.S. President came only hours after Fiji, in our national statement at the UN at the UN at the UNGA, announced the Ocean of Peace initiative that was signed by the leaders of the Pacific. That milestone, Mr. Speaker, sir, the signing and the entry into the peace negotiations in the Middle East and also our relationship with Israel showed Fiji's enduring commitment to peace and security in the Middle East. I got a very happy call from His Excellency the President in the middle of the night, announcing that he has had very successful meetings with the King in Abu Dhabi, and they are willing to support Fiji, particularly with Fiji's profile in international peacekeeping operations. Fiji stands firmly in support of all efforts that advance peace, rebuild communities, and promote lasting security for Israel and its neighbors. Speaker, I am pleased to inform the Honorable House and Honorable Members of an important milestone in our relationship with the Republic of Vanuatu, our neighbor, a testament to our shared Pacific solidarity and the spirit of reciprocity in our policy of family-first Pacific regionalism that underscores the Pacific way that was introduced by the late Ratusa Kamisha. Last week, the Director General of the Ministry of Lands of Vanuatu officially handed over to the Assistant Minister for Foreign Affairs the registered lease for a 44-acre property in Vanuatu gifted to the government and the people of Fiji. The site includes 2 existing buildings which can be utilized by Fiji for future diplomatic, cultural, or community purposes. Vanuatu's generous gesture is made in reciprocity for the parcel of land that Fiji government has allocated to Vanuatu opposite Maisuva Park, as well as in recognition of the deep friendship and mutual respect shared between our 2 nations. This exchange not only strengthens bilateral relations, but also reaffirms our region's shared commitment to cooperation, mutual development, and people-to-people links. The Fiji-Vanuatu partnership stands as a shining example of how Pacific communities and countries can advance common interests through understanding, generosity, and unity of purpose. The speakers are in October also, and October showed that there has been a month of reflection on Fiji's rich cultural heritage and diversity. In the second week, we celebrated Fiji's National Day. In the third week, we celebrated Diwali, the Festival of Lights. And last week, we commemorated 170 years, the 170th anniversary of the arrival of the first Chinese settlers into these islands. The influence of the Chinese community in Fiji extends well beyond the traditional narrative of trade and enterprise. Historical records trace the first Chinese settlers arriving into Fiji in 1855. And up until 1980, 2 years after China's opening up to the world, all Chinese in Fiji and their descendants came from just one province, Guangdong, specifically the regions of Jiangmen, Zhongshan, and Dongguan. Only after 1980 did the migration expand to the northern provinces. This historical impact of Guangdong province was very deep in the provinces of Lau, Lomaiviti, Kandavu, and Naitasir. While at the ceremony or the celebration of the speaker, sir, you will notice that I held up a book written by a former Dux of Victoria School, Joe Mbani Vanua. Right through his school career, he was known as Joe Mbani Vanua. When I met him in Queensland many years later, he told me, Siti, it's okay to be Chinese. And by then, he was known as Joe Ma. and I commend the book to all those aspiring to succeed in life. The influence of these early settlers, particularly from Zhongshan, is still seen in our food, our customs, our daily life, from the use of banana leaves in cooking, introduced by Chinese settlers in Naitaisiri and Tailevu, to the Chinese lollies that often accompany Samyang sessions, reflecting the ancient Chinese of medicinal practices to rebalance the body after kava consumption. Even in our festive traditions, such as the use of firecrackers, trace their roots to Chinese customs symbolizing the warding off of evil spirits. And these influences, alongside those from our Indo-Fijian community, the Pacific and Western communities, form the cultural mosaic that defines modern Fiji, a nation of blended traditions, shared histories, and collective pride. Mr. Speaker, sir, October was also a time of national reflection and unity. On the 11th of October, I joined thousands of our citizens at the Fiji Day celebrations in Liverpool in Sydney, hosted by our vibrant Fijian diaspora in Australia. I reminded those that gathered on the day that they live far from home. Their hearts remained closely related to those of us in Fiji. Through their remittances, and support for family and prayers continue to strengthen our nation. In the first 4 months of this year, Fijians abroad remitted over 448 million Fiji dollars, and annual remittances now consistently exceed Fiji dollars 1 billion, a lifeline for thousands of people, hundreds of households in Fiji, and a pillar of our economic resilience. Mr. Speaker, sir, during my visit to Sydney, I reaffirmed the government's intention to expand essential service delivery to Fijians living abroad. The Fiji Government Service Roadshow, led by our High Commission in Canberra, in partnership with key ministries, brought services directly to our communities across Australia, commencing from the Northern Territory and continued to the states of Victoria, Queensland, New South Wales, ACT, and concluded in Western Australia. Over the course of 4 weeks, from the 25th of September to the 26th of October, the roadshow team engaged with hundreds of Fijians in Australia, offering on-the-spot services such as renewal of passports with the Ministry of Immigration, registration of voter IDs, registration and issue of voter IDs with the Fijian Elections Office, registration in the Vonikaumbula with the Ministry of Itaukei Affairs, printing of birth and death and marriage certificates with the Ministry of Justice, and accessing services provided by the Fiji National Provident Fund. Our workers who are in Australia through Pacific Australian Labour Mobility, PALM scheme, also had the opportunity to meet with senior representatives from the Ministry of Employment, including the Minister and Permanent Secretary of Employment, to discuss or raise matters directly with our officials on the PALM scheme. Mr. Speaker, sir, members of the community expressed their deep appreciation for the opportunity to access government services without having to pay thousands of dollars to travel to Fiji for these same services. I take this time to acknowledge the tireless efforts of our officials who traveled from Fiji to support that initiative, as well as the Fiji High Commission and staff in Canberra. Community elders also across Australia who volunteered to ensure the smooth execution of that exercise. Their professionalism and dedication to service and to the people reflect the value of public service that we uphold. The success of the roadshow underscores the importance of consistent outreach and engagement with our overseas communities, so they do not feel isolated or disconnected from home. Further, I wish to commend the coordination between the Fijian Elections Office, Fijian Electoral Commission, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and our diplomatic and trade missions abroad for facilitating voter registration for Fijians overseas. This collaboration ensures that every citizen, no matter where they reside, can participate in our democratic processes and remain connected to Fiji. These initiatives form part of the National Diaspora Policy currently being developed by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in consultation with relevant agencies. The policy aligns with Fiji's national development plans, and the initiative reflects our commitment to a people-centered foreign policy, one that ensures no Fijian, wherever they live, feels disconnected from home. Mr. Speaker, sir, our foreign policy is no longer confined to the international stage. It is a strategic tool for national development, connecting diplomacy to the everyday needs of our people. The Foreign Policy White Paper of 2024 and the National Development Plans share one vision: that Fiji's sovereignty, security, prosperity, and are mutually inclusive. Every partnership we forge, whether in governance reform, defense cooperation, or cybersecurity, contribute directly to our goals of economic growth, good governance, and social cohesion. Fiji's diplomacy is therefore people-centered, development-driven, and anchored in the values of partnership, mutual respect, and shared prosperity. Together, these reflect our determination to ensure that diplomacy delivers tangible benefits for our citizens. Mr. Speaker, sir, if you look to the future, our government remains steadfast in ensuring that Fiji's voice is heard and respected globally, and that our citizens at home and abroad remain at the heart of our national progress. We will continue to deepen partnerships that strengthen our institutions, modernize services to better serve our diaspora, and uphold our role as a responsible and compassionate member of the Pacific and global communities. The handover of land from Vanuatu, the strengthening of ties with Israel and Australia, and our enduring cultural connections with our Asian partners all reflect a single truth: that Fiji stands as a bridge between cultures, a beacon of partnership, and a nation of peace and goodwill. That spirit, Mr. Speaker, sir, will continue to guide our diplomacy, our governance, and our collective journey as one nation under God.